Hi, and welcome back to the Guitar Learning Show. I'm Bob.
And I'm Kevin.
And today, NOTADUMBLE. So we both picked up a NOTADUMBLE from JHS. Probably a pedal that needs no introduction. It's been all over everywhere lately. But it's a pedal kit. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to build our NOTADUMBLEs. Neither Kevin nor I watched any build videos. So we don't know, we haven't. We're going to be working just from the directions.
I have watched Josh's promotional video on the NOTADUMBLE.
Where the kids built it.
Yes,
Yes, I saw that.
And where they say it is not a Dumble until you build it.
Exactly.
So
what the pedal is, if you're not familiar with the pedal, is it's essentially two pedals in one. It has two circuits. There's a clean circuit, which is designed after the pedal that Alexander Dumble made called a box later. John Mayer actually had an box later pedal, and then he had Josh make a duplicate for him that he could take on the road. The Overdrive circuit is based off the Overdrive for the famous Dumble Overdrive Special.
Okay.
So it's very specifically, according to Josh, not a two-channel pedal. You don't go from clean to overdrive by a foot switch or anything like that. It's two pedals in one.
Which is why there is no foot switch to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get started.
We are we're going to work from the instructions.
Yep. Now I'm going to try to use. I did bring some tools just in case, but I'm going to try to just go with whatever the directions say here.
So what is not in this box that is normally in a JHS pedal box?
That's a good question. You have a lot more JHS pedals than I do.
That's probably, well, okay, that's probably why I know. But they have very cool, I think it's gravity guitar picks.
Yeah.
And I recently received an email from JHS saying they were going to stop including them in their pedals. It's become, just another added expense and all that good stuff. So that's unfortunate because those are pretty cool picks.
Yep. So if you've ever put together a piece of IKEA furniture, that's been clearly the inspiration here. They've done a really great job with it. Curious how well a PCB board wrench works, but we'll give that a try. It's all clearly marked discard.
Alrighty.
All right. So step 3, the potentiometer PC board goes into the case.
All right, well, that only took 20 years.
The next step is the lock washer on the foot switch. Jack nuts and jack washers. Starting to look like a pedal.
How about that?
All right, the last step is the ribbon connector.
Howard Silver or something
No, this
like
is
that?
Howard Dumble.
Oh, okay. So he's not around?
No, he passed in 22. Okay, let's see. Step 8. Rotate the potentiometers fully counterclockwise. Turn them all to 0.
We did that.
Step 9 is setting the trim pot. There's an internal trim pot.
You know what though?
But I have it set to 12 o'clock. That's what it suggests
I'm a
to
little
start.
disappointed. None of these knobs go to 11.
And then step 10 is optional. That's the goop. I'm not gooping my pedal.
No, no goop.
And then step 11 is sign and date the back plate. So I guess we have to do that.
All right. Signed and dated, ready to go. And like everything Josh related, must save the box.
Exactly.
I don't think anyone has ever single-handedly created a market for pedal boxes like he has. So did they say anything about this?
It does not say anything. It has the next step is how to plug it into and then that's it. So just put the sticker where you see fit.
Probably just put it in the middle.
Yeah.
This way the Velcro can go on the
Good
perimeter of that. All right, and we're back, and we are going to demonstrate the NOTADUMBLE. Hopefully it is all that we were all hoping it would be.
Absolutely. So we'll start with the clean side. There's an input and an output, and Josh explained how those worked, and I can't remember. But we'll start with the output on, say, 4, and then we'll turn the pedal on and kind of bring the input up and see what we find, but let's start with a clean tone. Okay. Oh, that sounds nice. So really fattens up the sound.
Yeah.
So the output could just be a volume control, and it's just sounding, as we push the amp a little harder, the amp's reacting. The input, though, is essentially how much of the effect do you want in there. And at about 4, it just sounds great. It gets a little bit much up high, but maybe for the right guitar, it wouldn't. It's a kind of a nice always-on tone.
So where was that?
That was, at the end there, I had it up to 8.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely hear the mayor coming in there a little bit. Just the fullness of the sound. Anything else you want to try on the clean before we switch over?
Turn it off for just a second.
Sure.
Just want to. And then back on.
Yeah, it's a little louder, but it's still much fuller.
Oh, no doubt about it. You definitely hear just more coming through, more sound coming through.
Okay, great. Well, let's try. So I'm going to put the volume on the Overdrive side has a volume, an EQ, and a drive.
Okay.
So I'll put the volume around 4. We'll put the EQ right in the center to start.
Sure.
And then we'll start with, say, the drive on 3.
Okay. drive's where?
The drive right now is at 7.
Okay.
Let's see what full drive on the amp's set very clean right now. It's not even at the edge of breakup.
It sounds great.
It does. It really,
It really
does.
does.
It's, you know, like I said, the amp's set very clean, and there's obviously, even at 10, there's not a lot of gain there. There's not a lot of drive going on. It's not breaking up at all. But if you pushed the amp a little harder or got the amp closer to the edge of breakup, you definitely get some overdrive tones.
I mean, to my ear, that's, you know, it's reasonably clean, but very full, and it's that vintage kind of creamy.
Yep. Yeah, it's exactly the kind of sound that I love.
What did we pay for these pedals?
$119.
Okay, and really, it probably
we did have to put them together
yeah, but it
ourselves.
would have taken probably 10 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe 15, not the 30 minutes that we spent.
Right, right.
So, yeah.
It's fantastic. It's a great sounding pedal. Totally not sponsored. We both bought our own kits.
Yep.
Josh, we will take sponsorships though. But for $119, it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Now they sold out of the first 2 batches. So they did a first batch of 5,000. Then a week later they did another 2,500. They've got another batch coming up. Probably be here by the time you check the website. It isn't a limited edition pedal as I understand, but given the supply chain with semiconductors and, you know, parts, they knew they could produce 15,000, and then they'll produce more as they can. But they had the parts to produce 15,000.
Now, were they doing runs of 5,000? Is that what they were doing?
They did. The first run was 5,000. The second run was 2,500. I don't know
Okay.
what the third run
All right.
would be. So, but it's absolutely worth it, and it's a lot of fun to put together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice looking pedal too.
Yeah,
I like the knobs on there.
Yeah.
Even if they don't go to 11.
You know, it's just really. I mean, it really can give you a really full sound. It'd be interesting to try this on you know.
Well, I was just thinking, let's pause
amp.
for a second and let's try it with a guitar with some humbuckers.
Oh yeah, let's give that a shot.
So,
Okay, we're back. We're going with a dual humbucker guitar here. This is a Schecter. I can't remember the exact model number. But this one's been slightly modified. It does not have the original pickups. It has some Seymour Duncan antiquities in it.
yep.
But it will give us a chance to try this out now with something that's got a little more push to it than.
And staying in the theme of red guitars today. So.
Yeah. Well, of course. Let's hear the clean. Okay, let's start. We'll start back on the clean. I have it set where we had it set for the Fender. Okay, I think
That was the
great.
clean?
Yeah, that was the clean.
Okay.
Now I turned the volume down quite a bit because it's obviously the guitar's pushing harder. But so we'll start back on the overdrive. I have the volume at 3, gain or tone is right in the middle again, and I've got the drive at 5. So let's see how that sounds.
It's obviously thicker.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pushing the amp more.
It's definitely pushing the amp more. I had to, here you're really going to get into some overdrive territory.
Yeah.
Everything did have to be brought down a little bit compared to the single coils, which you'd expect. I'll have to spend a little more time with it with humbuckers, but for the single coil, just fantastic.
I have coil splitting on the guitar,
Right.
so this is sort of single coil-ish,
Yeah.
and then humbucker.
Still a fantastic pedal. 119, I think. And it's kind of fun. It's fun to put together. They did a really good job explaining it. Neither one of us have ever put pedals together before.
Nope, it's first one.
So,
Yep.
you know, it was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. And it's a great looking pedal and it sounds fantastic. I don't know that you're going to get a better improvement to your sound overall for 119 with anything else.
No, it sounds great.
Yeah, it really does.
You know, and we have this just going directly into the amp. There's no other effects pedals at all in the chain. There's nothing.
No, exactly.
It's actually reasonably quiet. Well, I have humbuckers going,
Yeah.
but it was still pretty quiet.
It was pretty quiet.
Although those were noiseless pickups on the Strat. So
Yeah. Well, it's hard to get a pedal that makes no noise, especially if it's going to push the amp.
I'm trying.
I know you are.
So
okay. Well, thanks for joining us today. Definitely, please like and subscribe. Comment. What did you think? What did you think about the pedal? Do you have a NOTADUMBLE yourself? And if so, what are your favorite settings? Because I always like to see what people.
Be cool. Yep.
I always like to see what people have, how they're using it.
Yeah, drop us a note in the comment section.
Yeah. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.